The moment Mikey holds up that aged treasure map, stained, burnt at the edges, you assume it is just a prop. It is not. That map contained actual human blood. These are 20 hidden details you completely missed in the Goonies. Number 20. The treasure map in the Goonies looks ancient, weathered, and impossibly convincing. Production designer J. Michael Riva aged the prop using coffee to give it that centuries-old look. But when bloodstains were needed and the prop department had nothing usable, Riva cut his own finger and dripped real blood along the edges. Almost no one on set knew. Look closely at the dark reddish-brown marks along the map's border during the attic scene. Those stains are genuine. Actor Sean Astin was allowed to keep the prop after filming, until his mother, Patty Duke, mistook it for trash and threw it away. That map was irreplaceable. What you see on screen is something far more personal than anyone on that set ever planned. Number 19, Chunk's tearful confession to the Fratellis. The one about losing his lunch off a theater balcony onto a crowd plays as outrageous comedy. Screenwriter Chris Columbus did not invent that detail. It came directly from producer Steven Spielberg, who pulled that exact prank as a child in Phoenix, Arizona. Spielberg personally provided the story as character material for the production. Actor Jeff Cohen's references to Uncle Max, Sister Edie, and Fat Camp in the same scene were drawn from Cohen's real life, not from any script. Cohen came to set while recovering from chickenpox, afraid he would be replaced. Look for marks still visible on his chest during the Truffle Shuffle. Chunk's most personal moment is a collision of two real childhoods playing out at the same time. Number 18, the Truffle Shuffle is one of the most recognized moments in 1980s cinema. It feels timed, deliberate, and precisely choreographed. It was none of those things. Director Richard Donner confirmed on the DVD commentary that Cohen received absolutely no direction for that moment. There was no instruction, no rehearsal, and no choreography of any kind. Cohen invented every single movement on the spot. The improvisation extended further into that same scene. When Chunk was cornered by the Fratellis, Cohen improvised praying in a foreign language entirely off the cuff. That moment was never scripted either. Watch Cohen's eyes during the shuffle, and you will not find a mark, a cue, or any trace of rehearsed timing. The scene that defines the character was entirely the actor's own invention, start to finish. Number 17. Watch Mouth's lips carefully during the restaurant scene. There's a moment where actor Corey Feldman clearly mouths a brand name that does not match the audio you hear. That is not an accident or an editing mistake. Feldman actually said Pizza Hut during filming, but that company refused to allow their name to appear in the production. The audio was overdubbed in post-production to say Godfather's Pizza instead, and no reshoot was ever ordered. Donner kept the mismatched take in the final cut anyway. Pause on that specific line and watch Feldman's mouth against what you hear. The mismatch is right there in plain sight. Every time you hear that line for the rest of your life, you are hearing a replacement recording laid over a completely different original performance. Number 16. During the bone organ sequence, Andy announces that she cannot tell A sharp from B flat. The line gets a laugh and keeps the scene moving. Musically, A sharp and B flat are the exact same note. The statement is technically impossible. Columbus built the organ puzzle to be solved through fear and luck rather than genuine musical skill. The error in Andy's dialogue and the accuracy of her actual playing are deliberately reversed. Actress Martha Plimpton delivers the line with complete confidence, which is exactly the point of the joke. Listen to the note she plays correctly right after admitting she cannot identify it. That contradiction is intentional, buried inside a music lesson that most viewers have laughed at for decades without ever catching what is actually being said. Number 15. Brand is the quiet anchor of the film. Steady, protective, and easy to overlook. What most viewers do not know is how close actor Josh Brolin came to never being there at all. He endured 6 separate auditions, with producers pushing back at every stage, questioning whether he was serious or simply trading on the name of his father, actor James Brolin. As Brolin confirmed in a 2024 Variety interview, he was 16 years old, had been through roughly 350 failed auditions before this one, and was sleeping on his father's couch when he finally secured the role. Meanwhile, Corey Haim auditioned for the part of Mouth during that same casting process, the same role Feldman ultimately won. That was reportedly the first time those two young actors ever encountered each other. Number 14. Mikey is the emotional center of the Goonies. That makes it all the more remarkable that the audition which landed Astin the role was, by almost any measure, a disaster. Astin auditioned at Amblin Entertainment in California after a staff member warned him he was about to meet the most powerful person in Hollywood. Astin panicked, stumbled repeatedly through his lines, and Spielberg walked out of the room before the audition ended. Donner Donner quietly coached the shaken kid afterward. Astin later said on the DVD commentary that he chose this project over testing for explorers because he believed Mikey got to kiss the girl. He had misread the script entirely. That moment goes to Brand. The actor who delivered the film's defining speech almost never got the opportunity. Number 13. Mikey's one-eyed Willie monologue is the emotional spine of the entire film. None of it was scripted. According to Astin's own account, confirmed at Rose City Comic Con 2025, Donner took him outside stage 20 at Warner Brothers Studios and told him the legend of One-Eyed Willie verbally just once. Then Donner brought him back inside where 7 cameras were already positioned and rolling and asked Astin to retell it in his own words. Astin had heard the story only moments before. The faraway look in his eyes during that speech is not acting. He is literally recalling a story he learned minutes earlier. The most written feeling speech in the entire film was never written at all, and you can see the proof in his eyes every time. Number 12. Data's line about booty traps is one of the most quoted exchanges in the film. Ke Huy Quan accidentally said booty traps instead of booby traps during a rehearsal run with Astin. Astin's response was immediate. He told Quan they should deliver it exactly like that. Donner agreed and kept the mistake in the final cut without hesitation. That same scene produced another unplanned moment. Quan had promised his mother he would not use strong language on camera, so when rocks began falling in the cave, he spelled the word out loud instead of saying it. That choice stayed in the film. Watch Astin's expression in both moments. His reaction to the mispronunciation is genuine surprise, not performance. 2 of the most quoted lines in the Goonies were never supposed to exist. Number 11. The credits identify the Goonies as a Spielberg production with Donner directing, but that framing understates what actually happened. Astin wrote in his memoir, There and Back Again, that Donner and Spielberg functioned like co-directors throughout the shoot. Spielberg was reportedly present on set nearly every day. When Brolin repeatedly broke character on his first day and ruined a half day of costly filming, Spielberg stepped in directly. When Brolin later pitched an abstract interpretive approach to his tunnel scenes, Spielberg shut it down and told him plainly to say the words on the page. Musician Michael Jackson visited so frequently that Feldman later described him as essentially part of the cast. Spielberg personally cleared a scene about Jackson before it stayed in the film. 2 directorial voices shaped everything on screen. Number 10. There are no gorillas in the Goonies, but a complete gorilla subplot was written, filmed, and edited before the film was released. Stunt performers wore recycled ape suits originally constructed for the 1984 production Greystoke. The sequence involved the gorillas stealing a Mustang and crashing into the villain's vehicle. Spielberg personally directed those scenes. The footage was removed from the theatrical cut before release and has since been confirmed lost from both Spielberg's personal archive and the Warner Brothers vaults. The gorilla suit costs still appear in the original production budget, confirming the scenes were completed and then simply vanished. According to multiple published reports, including coverage by Deadline, a fully directed and fully edited Spielberg action sequence no longer exists in any accessible archive in any form anywhere. Number 9. When the Goonies first see the Inferno, the reaction is completely uncontrolled. The ship, 105 feet long and built over 2.5 months on stage 16 at Warner Brothers Studios, was kept behind a sealed curtain from the very first day of construction. Security guards posted at the soundstage entrance carried photographs of each child actor so they could be identified and turned away if they tried to enter early. Donner confirmed that several of the young cast members tried to sneak in anyway. ILM visual effects supervisor Michael McAllister, a veteran of both Star Wars and Indiana Jones, described the completed ship as the most impressive thing he had seen in his entire career. The production protected that reveal with the same intensity the film itself delivers it on screen. Number 8. 7 cameras rolled simultaneously during the Inferno reveal, with one lens trained on each child. The moment was designed to be captured raw and unrepeatable. At the 40th anniversary reunion in 2025, Astin admitted publicly that he had managed to see the ship before the scene was filmed. His reaction on camera was a performance rather than a genuine first experience. Plimpton confirmed her own reaction was completely real, noting that one take was all the production needed. Brolin surfaced from the water, turned toward the ship, and reacted so strongly that it broke the first take entirely. Watch each child's face individually during that sequence. Every reaction lands differently. Now that you know which one was rehearsed and which were not, the entire scene reads in a completely new way. Number 7. The final beach reunion, the scene where everything resolves and the Inferno sails free, was not filmed in Oregon at all. That sequence was shot at Goat Rock Beach inside Sonoma Coast State Park in California. The angle of sunlight over the Pacific in that final stretch is inconsistent with the Oregon footage. Look at the light direction during the beach scene and compare it against the opening sequences. The entire underground world, every tunnel, cave, and the Inferno itself was constructed on Warner Brothers sound stages in Burbank. The water slide was a fully functional ride, and Donner and the crew reportedly slid down it after filming wrapped each day. Number 6. Every close-up of Sloth creates an unease that is difficult to define. Actor John Matusak spent 5 hours in the makeup chair every single morning, while makeup artist Ellis Berman and Barry Dryben Berman applied 15 overlapping prosthetic facial pieces. His displaced eye was not simply sculpted into a fixed position, it was a radio-controlled mechanical prosthetic. A crew member standing off camera counted down from 3 so Matusak could blink his real eye in sync with the mechanical one moving beside it. He could see through only one eye for the entire production. Watch any close-up of Sloth and study the eye movement carefully. There is someone off-screen timing every single blink. As documented by Cheat Sheet and corroborated in the Film School Rejects DVD commentary analysis, nothing about that face is accidental. Number 5. Sloth's clothing looks like the wardrobe of someone who has been forgotten, which is precisely the point. The Oakland Raiders jersey is a direct reference to Matusak's own NFL career. He won 2 Super Bowl championships with Oakland in 1977 and 1980. The Superman shirt revealed underneath is not a random wardrobe choice. It is a deliberate tribute to Donner's own Superman, the movie from 1978. Composer Dave Grusin built that connection directly into the score. At the exact frame the Superman shirt becomes visible on screen, the music shifts toward a clear echo of composer John Williams' iconic theme for that same character. Watch the reveal and listen to the score simultaneously. The musical cue lands on the precise moment the shirt appears. Nothing about that sequence is casual. Number 4. There is no octopus in the Goonies, but there was supposed to be one, and the evidence is still inside the film. A 32-foot marionette puppet built by the Berman Studios team was filmed attacking 2 characters in the lagoon. Data defeated it by jamming a Walkman into its reach until it danced away. Donner cut the sequence because, by his own account, it simply did not work. But Donner deliberately kept Data's closing line about the octopus being very scary in the theatrical cut as an intentional audience tease. As confirmed in DVD commentary materials, the line was a knowing choice, not an oversight. Disney Channel later reinserted the octopus footage in 1990s broadcasts, creating a generation of viewers who vividly remember a creature that was never in the theatrical release. Number 3. The final image of the Inferno sailing alone into the open horizon is one of the most memorable closing shots of the decade. It was filmed using a 5-foot scale miniature built by the team at Industrial Light and Magic. Chief model maker Bill George confirmed that the miniature contains a hidden R2-D2 figure positioned on deck, cast from the same Star Wars X-Wing molds used at the ILM facility. The sails were silk stained with coffee and tea. Pause on the final sailing shot and look along the deck rail. The full-scale 105-foot Inferno was offered to anyone willing to take it after filming concluded. No one claimed it. It was destroyed. The 5-foot model was donated to the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in 2023 by Donner's widow. Number 2. The beach reunion feels like the only way this story could have ended, but it was not what anyone originally wrote. The screenplay by Columbus concluded days after the cave adventure, back at the Walsh house. In that version, Rosalita discovers the hidden jewels inside Mikey's marble bag during the family move out. Sloth reappears in a Hawaiian shirt, confirming the Cohen family has taken him in. That version was filmed in full. Donner and the editors then replaced it entirely in post-production, restructuring the finale to maintain momentum and build toward the image of the Inferno sailing free. That final image required the ILM 5-foot miniature and was never part of any original plan. The ending everyone knows was built entirely inside the editing room, not on any page that went into production. Number 1. Every moment of exhaustion, every genuine flash of chemistry, every real bond between these cast members reads as completely authentic on screen. According to the DVD commentary and cast interviews across multiple reunion events, Donner made the decision to shoot nearly the entire production in strict chronological order. That choice added significant time to an already demanding schedule. By the time the children reached the Inferno, they would have experienced the adventure together. The fear, the fatigue, the real friendships formed in those tunnels, none of it was manufactured for the camera. Plimpton's reaction during the ship reveal needed exactly one take because by that point in production, it was not performance, it was memory. Look at the children's faces in the final cave sequence. The exhaustion in their eyes is not makeup. The Goonies rewards every rewatch because its imperfections are the proof of something genuinely alive. Real blood stained the prop. The most memorable speech was never written. A creature was cut from the film but kept in the dialogue. These details changed the film permanently. Which hidden detail surprised you most, and what film should we open next?